Hi guys, good afternoon. I hope you're well. I'm here in Canary Wharf today to answer a question that many of you have been asking me recently, and that is simply, how is the property market here in Canary Wharf? Well, it isn't a straightforward one to answer, but I'm going to do my best to satisfy you over the next few minutes. As always, property values revolve around the basic principles of supply and demand. And something that's always restricted Canary Wharf in yesteryear is the increased supply in the marketplace here. And there always just feels that there's an abundance of supply any time in the market. Unlike other areas of London and indeed the UK that have benefited from an increased demand but a relatively steady supply, Canary Wharf has always struggled to upkeep with those trends due to the constant supply with the abundance of new developments that get built here. Which is largely the reason why your rents have either remained stable or indeed decreased over the last 5 years. However, now with the additional stamp duty levy and the additional buy-to-let tax on landlords now starting to buy it, many amateur landlords are not only not buying property anymore, but they're actually starting to sell. It's well documented that over 4,000 landlords are leaving the buy-to-let space every single month, and as many as 1 in 5 landlords are now considering selling their properties, faced with tighter legislative reform, higher taxation and economic uncertainty. Canary Wharf's transformation over the last decade has been nothing short of tremendous. I mean, it's busier than it's ever been here before. No longer thought of as just a sterile financial district, it was recently voted in London's top 10 most desirable places to live. Now boasting 3 shopping centres, hundreds of restaurants and cafes, a couple of cinemas, more and more people are now choosing to call Canary Wharf their home. Canary Wharf has got so much to look forward to. The Crossrail project, soon to open to the public as the Elizabeth line, will open its doors in 2019, and it will bring an additional 1.5 million people to within just a 45-minute commute of Canary Wharf. The private rental sector has doubled over the last decade, and it's set to further increase by 24% in just the next few years. And with Canary Wharf set to triple the national average of growth, increasing its population by a massive 22%, the future certainly looks bright. So back to answering my original question, how is the market here in Canary Wharf? Well, the resale market is still very, very competitive, which is not great in the short term, as we see Canary Wharf rearing its ugly head of oversupply, perhaps for a final time. If you are considering selling, the best advice is to wait until at least next summer. Let the political climate settle, watch the 4,000 landlords that are leaving the market every month do so, and let them squabble over the residential buyers that are still in the marketplace. If you really need your equity, perhaps maybe you could consider refinancing or restructuring your portfolio. But more importantly, you must allow Canary Wharf to further evolve and flourish for the reasons I've explained, and let the Crossrail open and attract the additional demand that we're due to receive. In terms of lettings, we're experiencing a transition. With the oversupply of yesteryear reducing and the demand of tomorrow increasing, right now here today, rental values are stable. However, into next summer, as that demand continues to increase and the supply continues to reduce, the buy-to-let market will make a strong recovery. Our advice to landlords is to retain your assets where possible, and even buy if the right opportunity presents itself. There's enough competition out in the marketplace between vendors to pick up a good bargain. At Harrison's, we remain supremely confident of the value of real estate assets and the overall property market here, particularly in Canary Wharf. If you'd like a fresh perspective on your investment property portfolio, feel free to speak to one of our experts.